welcome to One Man's Collection. My name is Brett. Today I'm looking at the Ferrari Collection Magazine number 35. This is the not Ferrari. So this is actually the Auto Avio 815 from 1940. Now this particular car comes with a 143 scale die-cast car as well, which I'll have a look in more detail. But this one was Enzo Ferrari's first car after Alfa Romeo release, and he was not allowed to make a Ferrari, so he came out with this one, called the Auto Avio 815. We will go through it very briefly in this magazine, but I'm also going to go through the single-seaters, competition models, which is his car, the production model, and the poster of this particular magazine. All right, I'm going to go in briefly as well. If you want to read all of it, you will need to hit pause on the video to read this stuff. First of all, we're going to look at the 1983 126C3, and I'm not going to read everything. One of the finest projects ever to be executed by the legendary Harvey Postlethwaite was the Ferrari 126C3. Having already developed the successful C2, the English engineer knew exactly what was needed to turn the new model into a race winner, with the famous 27 on it. Famous for the time. I think we do have a model one of these. A rear 120-degree V6, just under 1.5 litre, 600 brake horsepower at 10,500 RPM, not known maximum top speed, only made in 1983. Pushing the boundaries, the 126C3 honours or podium places was the British GP third, German GP first, Austrian GP second, Dutch GP first and second, and the Italian GP second. Very good. There's the 27 and 28 of these cars. The all-French driving team. René Arnoux won both the German and Dutch Grand Prix in 126C3 and missed taking the 1983 Drivers' Championship by just a whisker. All right, moving on to the Auto Avio 815. After leaving Alfa Romeo, Enzo Ferrari was forbidden from setting up a company in his own name. Instead, he formed Auto Avio Costruzione, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, with his first racing car known as the Auto Avio 815. Beneath the elegant body was designed touring and made a special alloy aluminium and magnesium called Mag 35, was a chassis of a Fiat 508C. Oh, there you go. So whether the Auto Avio was the first Ferrari or a precursor to the first Ferrari, it was undoubtedly the first entrepreneurial project of Enzo Ferrari. He had been a test driver for Alfa Romeo before becoming a director of the Marquis racing department until 1937. There you go. Moved on to make this. So we do have a model of it, but I will keep going through here. If you want to read all of it in detail, you can. The engine was an 8-cylinder engine, was very unusual since it was made up of two engines from a Fiat 508C. The cylinders arranged in line. Okay. So bolt two Alfa engines together. There we go. Got a poster in this. Very nice. And on the other side, Ascari's short-tailed 815. The touring bodywork was executed in two variations. I'll go over to here. The long-tailed model for Rangoni and the short-tailed version for Ascari. The later car has survived and has been brought back to its former splendor through the high-quality restoration project, which enabled its owner to show it off at selected events, including the historic Mille Miglia, which I'm guessing is this one here. Very nice. Engines are front 8-cylinder inline, which we already talked about. It's only a 1.5 litre, or 1.496.77 cc. Yeah, 2 valves per cylinder. Head was a Fiat 508C 1100, 4 Weber, 30 DR2 inverted, 72 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, top speed 180 kilometers an hour or 112 mile an hour. 2 produced. Chassis 815 and 020, and the 815 021. Okay. Well, certainly not much. Obviously the long tail and the short tail, and that was it. Alright. We are talking about 1940 here. There were some things going on in the world shortly after. Maybe that did muck up some of the production. A natural evolution of the 365, unveiled in 1976. The front engine 400 evolved from the previous 365 model, was notable for being the first Ferrari to offer an automatic transmission. Its success was reflected by the 9-year production run, after which it made way for the 412. Yeah. Hang on, I think we skipped a page there. 3-speed automatic transmission. Full 4-seater. So it's it's like the 365 GT4 2+2 and the 400, yep, okay. Engine in this one was a front longitudinal flat V12. 340 brake horsepower, 6,500 RPM, 240 km an hour or 150 mile an hour top speed, made between 76 and 79. Must admit, I have not seen many of those in real life, if any. Seen a bunch of others, but not that particular model. Maybe there were no right-hand drive here in Australia. Coming up in the next one, in part 36, is the F 2004 model Michael Schumacher. Now that one's got Marlboro livery on it. Actually that has Marlboro written on the picture there. I believe it was removed on the car that I got, but you can get decals online for it. We'll have a look at that in next week's magazine. Have a close look at this car now before I put it on the turntable. Actually, it's quite a nice interior. I may need to get a light in there. Let's see if I can get it. Is that too bright? No, there we go. So, gear shifter's even got a different colour knob on it. We got gauges from, yeah, okay, maybe I got that too bright. Let's have it a little bit darker. You can actually see some of the numbers and stuff on the gauges. Yeah, there we go. Wooden wheel, 3-spoke. Mirror in the middle. That's actually got an extension arm for that mirror. Rear end, lights hanging down below. That's interesting. Yep, not on the bodywork. Probably turn that off now. Very nice. Quite a lot of detail on this. Let's see if we can get... We might actually need that light. I think I've got this in the wrong point. There we go. That's got a lot of detail. And you can see the window's got the curve on it. Kind of like what they used in the Batman original Batmobile. Got a few spots on this. One's been sitting on the shelf for a while. I will put that on the shelf, on the turntable for a closer look. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back next week with Magazine 36. If you are interested in other cars, I also have the supercars collection that I'm going through now, which has also finished. The Australian car collection, which is still ongoing, and the Formula 1 car collection, which has actually finished at number 200, which I will go all the way up to there. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.